social media breeds this false notion that people are living exciting lives when really they're just posting the most exciting part of their lives, which, you know, what can look like filler for an exciting time in their life is really just they went skydiving for a day and now they're back with their boring ass office job for all the other like 364 days of the year. So, good night, you smegheads. I'm gonna do some late night surveying. Oh man, look at this. You see that ugly thing over there? That's supposed to be a villager breeder, but we don't need those anymore. You know, they don't they don't need to be a thing. Villagers, they get it on by themselves. They have independent reproduction time, I guess. So we don't have to worry about that. Let's get back to let's get we're gonna redo it. We are going to redo that stupid breeder. We're gonna make it into our house because I'm living out of like shacks right now. I got this really stupid cave here with all this crap. And then you go outside and oh great. Oh that's not good. We haven't lit up enough around here. And you got yeah, the breeder, and then if you look over there on that hillside, that's my ridiculous tower. It's just my living situation is pretty bad, and this is supposed to be my forever world, right? I don't know if anybody has heard about that trend recently, but it's like you start a Minecraft world and you just play that world, no other world, because too many Minecrafters, myself included, have been running into the problem where they start a world and oh look at this, yeah, take him out. This guy's wearing a copper helmet. I want that helmet. They start a forever world or they start a world and they play it for a little bit and then they stop and they make a new world like every time. And then you get stuck in this loop of making a new world. And honestly, it kind of says something about us as a society. Just to dive right into that. Um because if you think about it, if you start a new world in Minecraft, you get the you get the dopamine of watching the new world create, of naming the world, of feeling the fresh survival, the nativity of your new survival, and that feeling is awesome. But then once you get into it, you realize, oh, this is Minecraft survival. I have a lot of work ahead of me. Minecraft has always been a long, drawn out process of building your world and getting the things you need. And people just don't want to do that anymore. And it's probably because we kind of expect instant gratification these days. And it leads us to your glowing red eyes. It leads us to not want to put in the work to have some cool stuff. Like if Minecraft Alpha was around still, well, it is. What am I saying? It is still around. But I think it's just people don't have that drive anymore. Yeah, and that has to do a lot with I think social media and our instant gratification society. You turn on the TV, you pull up your phone, and you're gratified immediately with the video you click on or the channel. I mean, I hate commercials. I hate them. They suck. But yet I find myself watching them because I want to see what happens at the end of this stupid little story they made to try and sell their product. And even though it's a cheesy story, I know it's a quick story and I just end up watching it till the end. And then the next commercial plays and I watch that one too. And before I know it, my show's back on. I'm like, what am I could have gone and got some coffee then or something. And it's just crazy how humanity has got it, or how society has got it down to a science to keep you hooked to your screen. Oh, yeah, you little. Hey. Ah. Yeah. Oh, son of a. I don't have a shield. Don't get out of here. Can't catch me. Okay, so I think I basically moved all of my blocks that I own into this building. So we're gonna renovate it. So everybody get out. Everybody out. Get out. On. I don't think that's gonna work. Oh man. We have to find a temporary place for them to stay. Do we, or do we just kick them out and say whatever? I mean, they can just make more babies, right? They're good at that. They're good at reproduction. Yeah. Okay, you know what? Screw it. We're taking the beds out. We're taking everything down. Everybody's dying today. I've had enough. But anyway, this is my this is my forever world. It's my full-time job, forever world. I started this forever world when I had a full-time job, or when I started a full-time job working at a I'll just say working for the state. How about that? Not gonna say what state, and I'm not gonna say where in the state. But yeah, but it's a 9 to 5, full time. Get up, go to work in the city, fight traffic, try and find a park in the city, which is annoying, and then walk all the way. And because it's the state, I'm going through like security, and I'm walking all the way to my desk, which is in like a basement with no windows and no conception that you're in the outside world at all until your lunch break, which is 30 minutes unpaid. And then, oh shoot, someone just get hurt? 30 minutes unpaid, and then more work, and then home. And I think a lot of us these days, from what I've seen on the internet, are starting to feel very, very miserable. I know for a while I've gotten to a place in my life and in my faith where I'm no longer miserable. But if you feel alone right now, if you feel isolated, if you feel stuck in this, you just trample. If you feel alone, if you're stuck in this society, you're not alone. You really, I'm telling you, every single person who's Gen Z like me, I've talked to, they're sick of this. They're sick of housing being so damn expensive. They're sick of just the 9 to 5, the inhuman nature of the 9 to 5, where people don't seem to take a gander for your humanity at all. They just care about your output. Like, I just understand that if you're stuck in that you're not alone. I know that's like, okay, thanks, but I mean, it's not something you're doing wrong. When you're in this 9 to 5, if you feel stuck in a full-time job, or if you think people around you are gonna keep saying, "Oh, you just have to keep working and then advance and then you'll be fine." Like, being so stop being so worked up about your life. But it's like, and that is true to an extent. we have to recognize that social media has made us very like made us expect too much too quickly, I think. I mean, and that's not I don't blame anybody for that because it's set up where people just show the best parts of their lives on social media, and then you like if you're using social media all day, you're rewiring your brain to be like, "Oh, that's how it is. That's I'm just not a part of that crowd that's just doing well in society, so there must be something wrong with me." And no, no, there's not. There's nothing wrong with you. Social media is breeding the false notion that by the time we're, for instance, I'm 25. By the time we're like 25, oh, we got to have our lives all together, have our jobs all lined up, happy where we are, finances are perfect, we're living. No, especially these days. That's just not only should you not put that pressure on yourself, also it's just not feasible these days. It's not it like people will keep putting their facades on social media. I mean, it's human nature to want to feel to show people to want to impress people because we're very social species and it's in our biology to want to show the best parts of ourselves. Maybe we attract, a mate or something, or we gain popularity among the herd. But I, I, I'm telling you, man, it's just a bunch of bull like that gets posted there. People are posting like I could post. I went to California, and I loved it, and I posted it on social media. I went skydiving. I posted that on social media. If you look at those two images or those two posts, you're like, wow, this dude, his life is exciting. He's going to California, then he's skydiving. Yeah, well, uh, I just basically all I did to get that picture or that video of me skydiving was I just paid a dude to jump out of a plane with me, and I was just screaming like an idiot, probably like all the other people that he's dealt with in skydiving. And then the parachute opens, and I'm like, "Wow, I had so much fun!" And then that's it. There's nothing crazy or like my life wasn't set up in a way where, wow, I get to go skydiving. No, that was just drove down to a skydiving place and went. And that's the same with a lot of things. It's just social media breeds this false notion that people are living exciting lives when really they're just posting the most exciting part of their lives, which, you know, what can look like filler for an exciting time in their life is really just they went skydiving for a day and now they're back with their boring ass office job for all the other like 364 days of the year. So it's nonsense. And I don't never ever compare yourself to anybody on that platform, on any platform, because that's how you're going to rewire your own brain to feel bad about yourself and think that you're not enough, and you absolutely are enough. um I mean, the fact that you're still going in today's economy and that you're still going strong says it should be a testament to yourself right there. I mean, the fact that you're not that you haven't given up, the fact that you're still pushing on says a lot about who you are and your character. And I just don't want anybody today to give up on themselves because the society will make you want to give up on yourself. And it's not anybody's fault. It's just, well, it's not any person who. I mean, I will say I believe it's some people's fault. It's the people who run the damn social media things. But it's not anybody who posts' fault. It's just kind of what the algorithm and what social media does. Our brains were never designed to have such instant gratification like that. Yeah, I just I just lately have been seeing a lot of dejection and negativity, and how much people have been hating their lives, and I get it. You're not alone. If you feel isolated, you're not alone because the society right now is really isolating. I mean, I had a large friend group for a while. We did a lot. We did everything together, and I was like, "Damn, like I'm gonna be with these guys forever," you know. And then one moves away to another country, two move to another state, and yada yada, more moving, and now I still have friends, but a lot of them, part of that major group I got from high school, moved away, and because they're gone now, I've been like, okay, I need to go out and I need to make more friends, right, James? More friends, yeah, and wow, it was a wake up call to me how just absolutely ridiculously hard it is to make friends this day. Like I can't tell you how many apps I installed, how many if anyone's ever heard of Meetup, how many Meetup events I've gone to, and you go there with the hope that you're gonna meet someone new, and you think it's happening, and then no, oh, it just something goes wrong, or you just like, oh, the meetup ends up getting canceled. I was forming great relationships with the meetup group for a while now, and then the group canceled, and they're not ever doing a meetup again, and they've kind of like stopped talking to me. So I'm just like, oh, I I spent all that time trying to cultivate a relationship with them, and now they're gone, and that was really disheartening. Um, so yeah, it's not you if you're isolated. It's not you. It's not your fault. I mean, I would say try your best, get out there in the world, which is but where do you go? I think when I think of the first place in my community, I think of a uh, a line of bars in this popular part of my town, and it's just a bunch of people going to these bars, and they just drink, and that's the way of having fun, I guess. They drink and they stand in this bar full of loud music, and not everybody's into that. Not everybody's into to having your eardrums like rocked constantly in a bar at night. Because you don't have time to do that. You don't have time to go out and do a bar or go to a bar because you're going to your full time job. Like, and you gotta get to bed so you have the energy to make it through your job tomorrow. So, and you think, do these people not have jobs? How are they doing this? And but I don't even want to do this because all they're doing is drinking. What if I'm a creative person and I want to talk about? What if I'm a deep thinker and I want to talk about subjects? Nobody cares. Nobody wants to talk about think critically anymore. Nobody wants to talk. Nobody wants to express a genuine interest in you anymore because I think a lot of it is because of social media. People just are in their own little worlds, their own little places of acting and trying to level up in this performance that that social media and societal expectations have kind of forged in us. This like how can we perform in a way that gets us the most popularity? How am I supposed to conduct myself? We're all so curated today. But being fun is also a job now. How do I appear like someone who's got it together while I'm going to this fun event? And if you're too busy trying to do that, if everybody's too busy trying to do that, every conversation they've been is just going to end up being fake anyway. And you're not ever going to make real connections because you're going to go put on an act and then go home and get on your phone. And It's just weird. It's just eerie today. If anybody has noticed, it's just eerie. Like I went to the gym because I go to the gym a lot, um, and I always think, oh, my local gym, like it's such a like. There's a man. Get out of here! Oh, sweet carrot. I go to my local gym and I'm like, oh, sweet. So many people my age here get to hang out, work out, and look. It's like people my age with the same interests, working out or improving their health or something. But it's an eerie zoo. That's the best way I can describe it. It's just this eerie, uncanny zoo. That is the gym now. Nobody talks to each other. They plug in. We're a society that's got plugs in the back of our head. So we go in, our AirPods are in, and we're listening to music. We talk to nobody. And if the only time we really interact with each other is the weird Gen Z stare where they just like look at you like this, or the or just a quick oh sorry. Like that's the only interaction you really get at the gym anymore. And I'm not here to be like, yeah, so come on, everybody start talking to it. It's like I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how we move past this point we've gotten to where we live in the same nebulous cloud together in our own neighborhoods and we just don't talk to each other. This has never been a more isolating time in history, I believe. I could be wrong about that. I'm not the best with history, but I just don't think there's ever been a more isolating time. Even back in the Gilded Age, right? When people were going to even worse 9 to 5s. They had it worse than us with 9 to 5s. It wasn't just 9 to 5s. Some people lived at their jobs, and there was no workers' rights back then in the Gilded Age. It was basically just people went, did the job, and if they got hurt, that's on them. They couldn't sue. There's no worker safety laws, no worker health laws. Like it was, they were truly, if anyone was truly treated like methods of output, it was the people, the common folk in the Gilded Age. It was a really horrible time to be alive. And the workers, when they uprised, when they actually united together, they were all put down and killed by the Pinkerton militia, which at the time actually had more firearms resources than the U.S. military did. I don't know where they are now. I don't think they exist anymore. But one thing that the people in the Gilded Age, the common workers, had that we don't have anymore. We don't seem to have, at least in my opinion, is camaraderie. Is hey, we're this is a hellish job. We've been dealt some really crappy coins, but you know what? We're in this together. We're gonna support each other, and then we're gonna go home and eat dinner with our families and talk about God or our like values, and gonna remind ourselves who we are. And we go to our job and we share stories with our coworkers. Like, yeah, people died a lot in factories in the Gilded Age that time. It was horrible. I mean, it was an inhumane work environment. Rockefeller at the time, who was one of the big CEOs at the time, he literally said that we are workers are nothing but output to him, or something along the lines of that. Or best worker is a worker who I'm not sure. He basically just said, "Screw you guys. I'm gonna use you, and I'm not gonna give you anything in return except the bare minimum." And now today we have all these rights. We got all this stuff, but I think we're even more miserable today because we don't have that camaraderie anymore. We're so isolated. And it's not just work now. Like it's everywhere. Like these guys in the Gilded Age, when they were done their jobs, they could go to the bar maybe with their friends, and people still do that. But it's so much harder to get that group these days. Nobody wants to make the effort to talk to each other. And again, I don't know how to fix this. I'm kind of the same way. I'm starting to kind of give up on this and just say, you know what? I just focus on my faith and go from there. But yeah. So if you clicked on this video kind of hoping for solutions, I'm sorry. I don't know. But where I fail in solutions, I want to succeed in letting you know that it's not you. You're not, there's nothing wrong with you. These are weird times. They don't make sense. These are isolating times. Social media has never been this prolific. Like you'll hear people in like Gen X be like just trying to like, you look, we did this, why can't you just do that? Why can't you just keep working your job? Or like, come on, it's not that bad, you're being dramatic. And it's like, yeah, well, look at gas prices for one, look at cost of living for two, and look at how horrible wages have stopped. Wages have literally stopped keeping up with inflation. I mean, people, the wealth gap, the wealth divide is getting higher and higher. And the people think like, well, why is Gen Z so unmotivated? And then you got these stupid commercials I've seen where they just get these actors who are probably getting paid bank, and there's like actors in Gen Z, and they're like, they say Gen Z's unmotivated. Oh, I stopped 1,000 attackers. They're like, and she's just sitting in front of this computer room in like the Navy or something, or I did this and that. And it's like, thanks. Way to make the rest of us feel bad about ourselves. Like, it's just the media these days. You gotta be really careful because, you watch TV, you go on YouTube, go on social media, and you look at these things and you think, oh, it's harmless. I'm just watching videos. I'm just watching TV. This is what I do. I'm relaxing. But you really gotta be self-conscious to what messages are entering your brain, because companies and corporations and even governments and political entities today have mastered the art of messing with you, of manipulating you, of trying to make you believe things that you need things when really you don't. And because they instill that sense of need in you, so you'll buy. Because we live in a capitalist society, so the people in power of this capitalist society are like, the most important thing is that they buy. And if we can manipulate them or convince them in any way that they need our products, that's what we're going to do. And we don't really have any regulations on, well, I shouldn't say that. Maybe I'm being cynical now. But, we just kind of put up with it as a society. We're just like, yeah, we're going to keep letting corporations and all them manipulate us and keep shoving this media down our throat. It's kind of what they do with streaming services. They got you hooked on a streaming service, right? Because there was no ads. Finally, an answer to cable TV and all of its damn ads. They get you hooked. They get you hooked on all your favorite shows. And then next thing you know, they're putting ads. And if you pay extra, you don't have to have ads. So they're making you pay more for the same quality content they were offering you anyway. And not only that, Like, if you don't pay more, then you're basically back at cable TV, and they've kind of swindled you. But that's, you got to realize that I think the best thing you can do these days is to really sit back, even get a piece of paper and a pencil, and just think like, what is it that I really need, and then what is it that I've kind of been told I need, whether it's by peer pressure or by the media, and think about, well, what if I don't ever have this? What's going on? What? Forget telling me to do. Oh, crap. Anyway, yeah. So it's never been more important these days to use discernment, which I learned about discernment in a church I went to, and it's basically it's it's critical thinking about the messages you're receiving. That's the best way I can explain it. Like, think critically about each bit of information you get, because we live in a society full of input. Back in like the agrarian times, your only input was probably from the people around you and the earth. Now we have so much pouring into our brains through our phones and our computers, TVs, radios, yada yada yada. And even like your corporations that you're working for will try to instill certain values into you. And it's kind of like, again, that manipulation to get you to work harder. Say like, they try and tell you, I went to a seminar where they tried to tell me how important I was and try and make me feel good about myself. I'm like, if you really think that I'm important, pay me enough to live my own. Like, or just pay me enough to not constantly struggle whether or not I'm going to have enough money for my basic needs every day. Instead, they try and make you internalize the job, make it a part of your value system, so you'll base your own self-worth on your output of the job. That's classic manipulation from these companies or these organizations you work for. It's in government too. They do that now too, because they're learning from the corporate structure. Now, I actually went to work for the government more because I was like, okay, I'm going to avoid corporate structure because of that. Nope. No, I don't. They are structured the same way. It's just that their motivations are not around making money or around ensuring the system is working, peak efficiency, more about saving money than making money. It's still about money. They want to save money. They don't want to have to hire more people, so they'll make the people they have work harder to save money. All of this, it's all about money. But yeah. If I'm honest, I don't entirely know what the point of this video was. I really think I made it off on a whim because I was tired of people feeling so put down in this society and putting themselves down because of the messages they receive by their companies or social media. Like, just discernment. That's like my big thing, and that's really helped me. Personally, it's through my relationship with Jesus that I found my discernment. And my Christianity is where I found my discernment and my internal value, because you are absolutely valuable, and nobody these days is gonna give you credit for that. And the most important person, well, in my opinion, it would be God. But if you're not someone who believes in God, then I'd say the most important person to give you a sense of value is yourself. oh, and a sense of meaning. Because we need to recognize that we are enough and that we are worth it and that we do mean a heck of a lot, again, to me, to God, or if you don't believe in God, then to the universe. You do mean a lot. I, I really truly believe that. And this society is gonna try and make it so you don't feel like you mean anything, so that you consume and get their products or use their services to somehow feel like you're enough. But yeah, if you guys like this commentary, let me know. I'm gonna keep doing it regardless. But if you like it, let me know. And yeah, thanks so much for watching this episode of my escaping my full-time job playing this Forever World and whatever the heck I'm gonna call this series. And see you all next time. Take care.